Welcome to Mobile Class Academy. Your academic success is our priority. Hope you've enjoyed our classes so far. Well, this is our English language class, and today we are teaching a new topic. Hope you have your jotter and pen with you because there is something new to learn. What is that topic we want to treat? Today, we're looking at Concord. We're looking at Concord. But first of all, what is Concord? We need to understand what Concord is before we can relate it with what we are going to be treating in this class. First of all, we'll say Concord literally means harmony or agreement. Concord means harmony or agreement. For example, two people come together and then agree to become friends, to become husband and wife. There is an agreement. The agreement is that they have signed that they are going to be living together as one, right? Two people can agree to become friends. They do things together. Where you see A, that is where B will be. A and B share similar things. That is agreement. Two persons can agree to come together to form a business. They become what? Partners. That is to say, they do things together. They run the business together. They make profits together. And then they share the profit margin together. Sometimes you share material things with your friend, right? Isn't that so? That is agreement. You guys have agreed. You, your friend, you have agreed to listen to this class together. That is an agreement. Yourself and your sister have agreed to go out, to study, to go to the cinema together. That is agreement, right? It means you share similar things. You share things in common. That is agreement. Thus, it means harmony. There is harmony amongst two of you. You cannot go out there and call your enemy and say, let's go to the cinema together. It's very difficult. Thus, it means harmony. So when we're talking about Concord, you should know that Concord literally means harmony. It means agreement between different members of a group, between different people, between different persons coming together. That is what Concord means. Now, let us bring Concord home. Let us bring Concord home to what we're looking at. Now, let us bring it to sentences. When we talk of sentences, Concord means harmony or agreement between different parts of a sentence, especially the subject and the verb. Now, note that for you to make a sentence that is meaningful and correct, the various parts of the sentence must be in agreement. The various parts of the sentence must be in agreement so that if I have the subject of a sentence to be singular, the verb must also be what? Singular. If I have the sentence of a subject to be plural, the verb must also be plural. Now let us look at this. If we have Ojo is a boy, and then we have the boys are off to school, and then we have the girls are ready to sing. Now, let us look at these three sentences. First of all, this is Ojo. Ojo is a boy. This is the subject of the sentence, and then this is the verb. In sentence 2, you have the boys becomes the subject of the sentence, and then are is the verb. And then sentence 3, you have are is the subject, this is the verb. So this is a constituent. Well, we're talking about constituent. This is a part. This is what? The subject of the sentence is one part that you must always note. The subject is a part of the sentence. Is a part of the sentence. And in sentence number 1, Ojo is the subject. Ojo is one person. So Ojo is singular. So Ojo is what? Singular. If Ojo here is singular, the verb cannot be plural, because if Ojo is singular and then the verb is plural, then the subject of the sentence and then the verb are not in agreement. They are what? They are not in agreement. In sentence number 1, we cannot say Ojo are a boy, or the boys is off to school. We cannot say the boys is off to school. Reason being that boys is plural, and then the verb, which is are, must also be in plural. So if Ojo is singular, the verb should also be what? Singular. And if the subject of the sentence is plural, the verb also should be in plural. That is the agreement. That is what? The agreement, right? So we have the girls are ready to sing. The girls more than one. So the verb also should be in plural, taking are, which is plural. Ojo is, which is singular. So we say, for instance, the subject and the pronoun must agree with the verb in the sentence. They must agree. They must align. If you want to make a simple, grammatically correct sentence, then you must observe the Concord rule. You must do what? Observe the Concord rule. So for instance, a pronoun used must agree with its antecedent, but basically we'll look at that. The part of a sentence that names the person, any part of a sentence that names a person or thing is called the subject. Here we have Ojo, which is a name of a person. We have the boys, we have the girls as the subject, while the part which gives us information about the subject is called predicate. It is called what? Predicate. It is called predicate. Ojo is the subject, the boys is the subject, the girls is the subject. Is a boy becomes the predicate. A basic sentence is divided into two parts. For example, we have Ojo is a boy. This sentence naturally should be divided into two parts. Ojo, which is the subject, is a boy should become the predicate. And then this predicate can be further divided. So you have the verb and then you have the complement. The complement, because a boy tells us more about Ojo. A boy does what? Tells us more about Ojo, right? So that is what we're talking about. The subject of a sentence thus has a close relation to what is being said in the predicate. Both must relate. Both must relate. That is Concord. Concord basically has to do with agreement. Like I said, the subject of the sentence must agree with the verb. The pronoun must also agree with its antecedent, and so on and so forth. So we will be looking at Concord, the types of Concord we have, and everything about Concord will be discussed.